What's going on, folks? Ted from Immersion here, and I have a very exciting package right here. And if you can see that right there, this is alcohol. This, my friends, may be the first ever review or unboxing of Matthew Lillard Find Familiar Spirits brand new Quests and Alcohol. I was lucky enough, as you saw, to do an interview with Matthew Lillard about the process of opening up this company as well as developing this spirit. And I got an email saying that I am basically the chosen one. This is like the first ever production bottle that exists right now, and I have one right here. So I do want to say first up, a spoiler alert. So for those of you who are getting this yourself, or there's a lot of really awesome art and like a storyline associated with the alcohol. So I don't want to spoil that for anybody who hasn't had an opportunity to experience it for themselves if you went out and picked a copy of it up. So again, this is a spoiler. I haven't opened this box. I just like literally ripped off all of my tracking information and cut the tape. So we're going to go ahead and see what's inside as we open it up together. All right, so we can see right here on the top, it says, assemble your party. So let's go ahead and see what that says. Assemble your party. Begin the adventure, quests, and whiskey. This is just a nice piece of card. No, just a singular piece of cardstock. Okay. Then we have this sort of, I don't even know what you'd call this paper, but it says, a flagon shared with friends is a greater treasure than any dragon's hoard. City of Sisters proverb. Dear discerning adventurer, you cannot have a quest's end without a beginning. 2 years ago, 3 friends came together with a unique mission to provide dedicated fandoms with high-end spirits to call their own. We named the company Find Familiar Spirits as a nod to the famous spell, but also to honor that magical moment on your journey where you find a kindred soul. We wanted to celebrate both the meanings of the word, the spirits that fill your glass, and the ones who fill your heart. You are about to hold in your hands the first creation of this partnership, a bottle of Quests and Paladin. Crafted from small batch Kentucky and Indiana aged bourbons, selected and blended by Ale, I think it's Ochoa. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I think it's Ale also is the name. I'm sorry. Our director of spirits. Quest N is the first super premium whiskey curated by and for fans of fantasy and gaming. This box also contains the first chapter of Dawn of the Unbound Gods, a new fantasy story from esteemed game designer and writer Kate Welch. We figured if you've got a brand new bottle of whiskey to savor, we ought to provide a stirring tale to accompany it. With all original art by a renowned fantasy illustrator, Tyler Jacobson, who is the art I was speaking of earlier. The enclosed booklet includes Seren of the Pit, our eponymous paladin, and the main character of a saga that will unfold over 16 releases. Each forthcoming release of Quest's End will be a new character, creature, or element in the story, with a flavor profile chosen and blended by ale to match. Why did we begin with Paladin? Because Paladins are holy knights renowned for their honor, loyalty, and dedication to their calling. Qualities we, too, aspire to embrace and espouse on our mission, though we hope ours will be less dangerous and dramatic than Seren's. So thank you, friend, for being amongst the first to embark on this adventure with us. We cannot predict the twists and turns it will take along the way, but that's the beauty of both a good quest and a good bottle of whiskey. The joy comes in the journey. Yours in fellowship, the Found Familiars. And then here, again, spoiler alert for the art, but it looks fantastic. Quest and Paladin. You can see the back end here's got the symbol here. It says Quests and Whiskey. And then if we were to dive a little bit further into the box, pull all of this out of the way, we can get to bottle itself. A little dusty. That just makes it even that much cooler. And there it is. Look at this. I don't know if you can make it out, but there's a map on the back. It's got Paladin here down the side. It has an HP counter that gets higher the more you drink. Quests and Paladin, a blend of straight bourbon whiskey, distilled in Kentucky and Indiana, 50% alcohol by volume, 100 proof. This is a beautiful bottle. We're going to crack into that Probably not immediately, but we will do that. Maybe I'll stream tonight, and we'll pop some of that open. Also, I should say this video is not sponsored by Find Familiar Spirits or Quest, and they did offer to say if I would like, to use product placement or whatever, they'll pay whatever. But I just thought this was so cool that it's worth just showing it off just to do it. So I haven't looked in this book. Again, as I said, spoiler alert: Tyler Jacobson's art is fantastic. It is, how many pages here? 16 pages in here. And again, it's going to tell the story of Saren of the Pit, this amazing paladin we see right here. So you've been spoiler warned significantly, I hope. So I'm going to continue to search through this book itself. So if you want to not have that adventure spoiled for you, wait until you receive your bottle in hand. Okay. So it says, Dawning of the Unbound Gods, a Paladin story. Oh, it's like a whole... I don't know if you can make that out. It's kind of whited out, but like it's a whole story. Like multiple pages of just text. That's basically... Oh, there's a... Look at this map. Beautiful map in here. Oh, and we have stats. Saren of the Pit, we have her armor class, her ability scores, her main 2 skills being strength, athletics, intelligence, religion, and her armor, her shield plate, and her mace. And then, yeah, it says it will continue. Okay, all right. You know what? I think I'm gonna stop it here. But because there is, like I said, the art is fantastic. But there's an entire story here, and I will gladly read through the story for you, but I think that serves itself best in a separate video. This sort of just being the unboxings and the first impressions. Should we smell it? Let's hang on. Ooh, and there's even a D20 on like the stopper on the top here. All right. We have to, right? We can't do like a whiskey bottle unboxing and not. At least. There's this dragon here, which you also saw on on the tape on the outside of the box. Okay. Ooh. It smells good. Yeah, here's a better look at the cap. See, it's got a D20 on it. So, for those of you who don't know, my preferred alcohol of choice is whiskey. I'm a Scotch fan myself personally, but I've never really met a whiskey I haven't liked. Rye, I'm a little not as keen on myself, but this smells really good. Also, I feel like this bottle is giant in my hands. Shall we? There's no... There's not really any... That is smooth. Mmm. Man, that's really good. So it doesn't have like and again, I'm not like a sommelier or, whatever the term is officially for whiskey. And obviously I should probably pour it into a glass with some water and kind of set it the way I want it to, but neat straight out the bottle. I still have a warmth in my chest from this. And I don't often get that, right? You usually get like an initial maybe bitterness or burn. It's still warming my chest right now. I mean, I don't know. it's probably cheesy to say that probably what it feels like to be healed by a paladin, but like I got the initial burst and I still feel warm from this. This is dangerous. This is really good. It's also like noon on a Saturday and I haven't had anything to eat yet, so maybe that's part of it, but either way. That is smooth. That is a smooth whiskey. Well done, my friends. I personally, I'm a straight, maybe on the rocks guy when it comes to whiskey. I don't think you need to mix this. I mean, maybe if you're, if it's not your cup of tea, but for a fan of booze and a fan of whiskey specifically, the Quest End Paladin gets my stamp of approval. And the last thing I want to show you, again, a spoiler alert for the next drop. Now, I think we already know what it is, but I will tell you, the next drop, this was Quest End Paladin. The next drop after this is Quest End Rogue. And you see the symbol here. This is the Quest End Paladin symbol. We actually have art on the inside of this book of the Quest End Rogue symbol, which will be present like it is here on this bottle. The Rogue symbol will be present on the Rogue bottle, and it looks so good. So again, if you don't want to have the Quest End Rogue symbol spoiled for you, please look away. And again, if you guys sound off in the comments and are curious, I will go ahead and read through the entirety of Dawn of the Unbound Gods to get you the whole story up to this point. And if you're interested, I'll continue doing this as the additional drops release. So, without further ado, it says Dawn of the Unbound Gods will continue, Quest End Rogue. Look at that art with the spider and a little bit of poison. Awesome. Fantastic. I'm very curious. It's a special mace she has. It was listed in her stat block. I'm very curious to read the story myself. So yeah, if you guys are curious, let me know in the comments down below. I will gladly read through the story and kind of give you what it's all about, and kind of we could talk about it after the fact. We could stream and read this later. I don't know. I've also been unrelated thinking about getting back onto Twitch for a little bit, especially because of the recent TwitchCon announcements, but that's neither here nor there. Thank you, a huge, massive thank you to Matthew, the Find Familiar Spirits, the Quest End team for sending this bottle over to review. I also was potentially given the opportunity to talk to Ale, their sort of mixologist, the person who made, let's read the actual terminology here, Director of Spirits. And I'd love to chat with her about what goes into making this in a future video if you guys are curious about that as well. So anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below, and I'll see you all next time.